50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
There's a new food show sheriff in town, Podna. Trey's Chow Podcast Live will feature celebrity chefs and pitmasters with celebrity mixologists with creative cocktail menus from distilleries statewide. We'll have farmers, ranchers, wildlife experts, fishermen, and more, all for the culinary world and the foodies. Live from the Spoonie Studios on the iHeartRadio platform, Trey's Chow Podcast Live. And here we are again for another Friday on Spoonie. We got Patrick in there, and we got Ron in there. I see Ron back there. And today we got Chef MT, Chef Michael Thomson from Michael's over here with us. We're going to be talking to him in a few minutes. Right now I want to say a few things. Tomorrow we have Between the Buns over in Dallas at the Dallas Farmers Market. And if y'all aren't busy, I'd definitely head over there. It's going to be a great time. We've got 16 different companies going to be making sliders for you. And you get out. Your ticket includes alcohol, too. Going to have a lot of alcohol over there. And hamburgers, can't beat that. And it's going to be a beautiful day. So let's get right down to it. Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Trey, it's always good to see you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Man, thank you so much for coming today.
Absolutely. What a great place.
Yeah, I love it. Isn't that awesome?
It's real spoony.
Yeah, it is spoony. Yeah. You sound like Chef X. Like he said. He like it's spoony.
Oh, Keith.
Yeah, Keith.
He's a good man, isn't he?
He was trying to pick up the spoon. I said, leave the spoon alone, man.
You stir that big pot of greens
right.
If he had
That's right. That's right. You and him both been in Fort Worth a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
You're one of the one of the original from Fort Worth.
I think some of those guys called me the Godfather.
Yeah, I called you the OG. The original gangster.
There we go.
All right, so let's get right down to it, Michael. So you've been in Fort Worth a long time, but that's not really where you started. Where'd you first start cooking? How'd you get the idea that you want to be a chef?
Well, I'm originally a Floridian.
Okay, that's right.
Grew up. My father was with the space program and grew up in Cocoa Beach and Titusville, Florida.
I didn't know your dad was with the space program. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was with Convair, and then that's what brought us to Fort Worth.
Oh, wow.
Convair brought him in with General Dynamics for the F-16 and been here since the mid-'70s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but started out early on in Florida.
That's fantastic. I love the area down there. You know, I go there every year.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, the fun part about growing up in Florida was that I really spent a lot of time on the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me about cooking fish and seafood. It's like, yeah, I like it because I grew up with it.
Yeah.
So that's always been a big part of the cuisine.
Yeah, that's a major industry down there. Yeah. It's
phenomenal. Absolutely.
And they've always got good. Every time I go down, they've always got good fish and stuff there. So you started out there?
Yeah, in Titusville when I was 13. Our next door neighbors were retired restaurant owners from New York.
Oh.
And Pat and Emma Cicerano. And old Pat Cicerano lasted about 3 years retired, and he bought another restaurant.
Did he really?
One day he asked me if I wanted to go to work with him. That was during spring break when I was 13 years old. He said, well, go ask your dad. And my dad said, yeah, you can go to work with Pat. And I've been in this business since that day.
Since that day.
Oh, yeah.
And then imagine 13.
13
Can't
years
do that
old.
Nowadays, though, can you? Well, I guess you could if you lived next door to somebody, but for the most part.
And I'll tell you, I didn't work full-time, obviously, with school, but I went to work with him, worked on the weekends, and gave up some of my lawn mowing time to go to the restaurant. But
did you work in the back did you start off in the back of the house?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, started out bussing tables and washing dishes.
Yeah.
And, I'll never forget the first time I pulled in 3 or 4 trays of dirty dishes, and old Pat Cicerano said, Mike, look at the floor down there. I said, yeah, it looks like a baked potato. He goes, you know how many times you passed that thing? I said, I don't have any idea. And that's when I first learned about attention to detail.
That's right. That's right.
My staff probably hates that because I've got the same eye now. But
yeah, but your kitchens, everything's always clean. Your restaurant's always got a place, which is what's important.
Well, we try.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's a great story. See, that stuff you never forget.
Well, and that was a seafood place, and a new seafood restaurant, Sandpoint Inn, opened up. And when I turned 16, I was able to get a job. So I went to work there, and I was washing dishes, bussing tables, worked my way onto the cook line. I was a fry cook one night a week. And then we moved to Texas.
And then you moved to Texas.
And the second day we were here, I ended up at the Fort Worth Boat Club.
Oh, yeah. The old boat club.
And I met the chef. And boy, that was something big to me.
Yeah.
And he asked me what I did. And I said, well, I'm a cook. He goes, really? What do you cook? And I proceeded to tell him everything I watched all those guys do.
Yeah.
Well, he hired me. So there's my first real cooking job.
How did it work out for you? Was it good?
Oh, yeah, it was great. Yeah.
See, I didn't know you started Fort Worth Boat Club. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that building hadn't changed much. They've tried to, but they haven't changed that building much.
No, I was back there several years ago, and it looks pretty much the same way it did 40 years ago.
You know, that's one of the few places that have been able to sustain that particular look and place in Fort Worth. Everything else has pretty much changed.
Yeah, it has.
It's amazing. What'd you do from there?
Well, from there, went to college. All through college, I worked at a oyster bar. I went to school in Kingsville,
I was just fixing to ask you, okay, Kingsville.
Texas
Yeah.
A&I University. Yeah, it's now A&M Kingsville.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked at a oyster bar, the Black Diamond Oyster Bar, and really enjoyed that. Kind of reason I went to Kingsville was it took me back kind of to Florida, being on the coast and palm trees.
Yeah.
But when I got out of college, much to the reluctance of my dad, I passed by a restaurant that was under construction, and I was just hooked.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah. I think that goes back to Pat Cicerano. I never really wanted to be a chef, but I knew I wanted to be like Pat Cicerano.
A restaurateur, yeah.
I want to be a restaurateur.
Yeah.
So I checked in on this construction job, and guy in a starched up white shirt said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Well, I'm just kind of looking around. I'm going to open a restaurant one day." He goes, "Really? What do you do?" I said, "Well, I'm a cook." He goes, "Well, I need a kitchen manager."
Yeah.
So I went to work with that group. That was an El Chico concept. I don't know if you remember the Cactus Bar and Grill.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was their attempt at the Fern Bar.
Oh, yeah.
But that was fun, and we were cooking on live mesquite wood.
Oh, wow.
When
that changes the flavor profile on a lot of stuff, that mesquite wood.
Oh, yeah. Well, it sure changed the look of our vent hood, too.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it sure did.
It might have been the first time anybody ever cooked inside with mesquite, because it is kind of an oily wood. But
so it was when you say you cooked, it was open. So it was just
it was when those Aztec grills first came out.
Okay, I remember.
Nice little wood burning natural grill, but it was inside under a vent hood.
It's made it very hard. Yeah,
but we had a kind of a pass through window from the kitchen to the servers area. And then the bar had a pass-through window from the bar to the servers area. And I noticed that there was a guy that had been sitting at the corner of the bar almost every day for like a week.
Really?
And I finally talked to him. He said, "I've been watching you." I said, "I know you have." Well, that was the executive chef of the Fort Worth Hilton.
Oh, okay.
And they were converting one of their restaurants into a tequilas, kind of a Mexican Tex-Mex
concept,
wood-burning mesquite grill.
Yeah.
So he needed somebody to work that deal. So I became a sous chef at the Hilton and traveled around with them a little bit and had a good time.
Everything you did, all that stuff you did, has helped you gain knowledge for your future stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I think helps mold a person, shape a person. Yeah,
absolutely. Oh yeah, I learn every day. Try to. I've learned a lot over the years, and a lot of good stuff from a lot of good people.
Yeah,
and I've learned the bad stuff from.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've worked for a few bad ones, but that's good learning too.
Not only in the chefing world nowadays, the way our technology changes, you have to learn stuff every day when it comes to social media, chefing, people, everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you're both. You're a restaurateur and a chef, so you have to have the full rounded scope, which is hard to do. It's very hard to do.
Yeah, it is. But fortunately, I have a lot of good people with me.
Yeah.
And I've got a great chef that runs my kitchen.
Yeah, you do.
And it makes it a lot easier for me to do the things that I think are important to our business.
Yes, that's for sure. When you left Hilton, I got you sidetracked. When you left Hilton, where'd you go from there?
Well, I was with, it wasn't Hilton, it was a management company that managed the Hilton.
Okay.
Spent a little time in Waco, spent time in Austin, spent 2 spring breaks in South Padre, and everybody's like, wow, that must have been great.
No, you're working your butt off, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was great. I was working 20 hours a day for 2 straight weeks.
That's right.
And still managed to find time to go have a beer after work.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I might do some flip around a little bit, but you said that, and Chef Blaine told me the same thing because he went to San Francisco to work for a little bit. And I said, oh, I love San Francisco. He said, man, you don't see it when you're working.
Yeah,
He said,
exactly.
you see it with your head going down at night in the dark, and you get up in the morning in the dark with your head going back to work.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. I ended up in San Antonio the last year I was with the company, and it was a great experience. Loved San Antonio.
A lot of food cultures down there, yeah.
Yep. And I really learned a lot about the family environment with the restaurants down there.
Yeah.
And hopefully I was able to bring that to Fort Worth, because I think that's what we share now.
Yeah, you brought it. Yeah.
When you have, if you need a tenderloin, for example, and you just can't get your meat guy on the phone and it's an emergency, and you can call one of your fellow chefs, it's like, yeah, sure, send somebody over, or do you need me to bring it to you?
Sure.
And we had that relationship in San Antonio, and I thought, man, this is pretty neat.
Yeah.
And I think we share that in Fort Worth now.
I think you do. Fort Worth is one of those unique cities where you can do that. I really think the chefing community is tight there.
Yeah, it really is. But I left down there. Like I said, I was a sous chef.
Right.
I was a sous chef for 2.5 years with them. Executive sous chef at the end, which was just their way of trying to keep me around.
Yeah.
But I said, if I don't get the next chef's job, I'm out of here.
I'm gone.
And they made I think a line cook at the Little Rock Hilton got promoted to executive chef.
Oh boy!
I think there was some sort of funny story behind that, but
I'm sure there was.
But I turned in my notice, and they kind of laughed, said, "Oh, you're not going anywhere." And I said, "Bye." Came back to Fort Worth, showed up at my parents' house, and about 2 days later, I interviewed for an executive chef position at a little place called Epicure on the Park over on Forest Park Boulevard. And that was a great experience. Yeah. And they had, I guess we were there for 3 years, up until about 89.
Right.
And the Bowers family, opened up a Epicure Highland Park in Dallas.
Okay.
And I think they thought I was going to go with them, but my roots are firm in Fort Worth.
Yeah, they are.
So that's when I left, and I was really, for the first time, unemployed. Wasn't really sure what I was going to do, but I had been consulting with the Burlington Northern Railroad, doing some standardizing of recipes. The president and CEO, Jerry Grinstein, and his wife, Lynn, they were based in Fort Worth.
Right.
I got to spend a lot of fun time on the train traveling, and they had, and they still have, quite a few business cards. I don't know how active they are, but I mean, they had 25 guys out on the rail cooking.
Wow. But
they were all kind of doing their own thing. And Jerry Grinstein one time, because his wife entertained at Epicure on the Park quite a bit, and he'd come back in the kitchen and drink a beer. And one day he asked me, he goes, "Let me ask you something. How do you take a fresh live trout and turn it into sawdust?" And I said, "You know what? I think I need to come talk to you in your office." So I proposed becoming the corporate chef. I said, "I'll teach those guys how to cook fish. We'll standardize everything." And
when you said sauce, you mean they killed it? It was no good.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They
destroyed it.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. That's great. Oh man, that's funny.
And for probably a year and a half, I had 25 guys out there that hated me.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And
Yeah.
it's like, listen, I don't want your job.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make your job easier for you.
Yeah.
And once they got along with that, they figured it out, and
You
I
turn it.
became pretty tight with them. And as a matter of fact, I still keep in touch with one of the old stewards.
Yeah, because what's his name bought the railroad company now, so they moved. Didn't they move all the stuff out of here? Are they still here?
No, they're still
Okay,
here.
cool.
In
Warren Buffett bought it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 95, when Burlington Northern merged with the Santa Fe, that's when Jerry Grinstein retired.
Okay.
And he went on and helped bail out Delta Airlines.
I'm sure he retired well.
Yeah, I think so. He's,
Yeah.
he's up in Seattle,
Oh yeah.
Seattle, Washington now. But yeah, the railroad time was good for me. So I was able to travel a little. But in Fort Worth, who became a mentor for me, old Willis McIntosh, Mac McIntosh.
Oh yeah.
Mac's house,
Yes,
and Carriage
sir.
House.
I worked for him.
Yeah, yeah.
As a kid.
Well, back to the boat club day, I mentioned earlier, every time I'd come in, it's, Chef, what do we got going on today? And I was all excited. We got a party for the Commodore this weekend. Well, one time he goes, we don't have anything. And I was kind of disappointed. It's like, well, what happened? And he showed me out on the hill looking down at the lake. He said, there's a local restaurant that's going to do a luau.
Oh wow. On the lawn there?
On the lawn.
Oh yeah, on the lawn.
They dug a pit and they cooked a pig. And I'm looking down there, and there's this older guy, crisp suit, nice,
Yeah.
tight bow tie pointing his finger. Pat Cicerano. Okay. Hey, who is that, Chef? Well, that's Willis McIntosh, and he's the one doing the deal. I said, there we go. That's what I want to be.
Yeah, that's right. He made it look easy and glamorous, didn't he? Yeah.
Well, I met Mac, and, Mac became a mentor.
Yeah.
And then Mac became a customer at Epicure on the Park. And then we became friends, and I would go to the Carriage House, and we'd have a glass of white wine and eat those good dinner rolls, the same rolls to this day that I serve at my restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
I used to eat those on work there.
Yeah.
Snag
tell
them.
you.
They're good, weren't they?
But yeah, that
I think a lot of people worked at Carriage House.
I think so.
A lot of people did. Came through there. It was a great place to work.
Oh yeah.
He was a great guy.
Uh-huh.
And I lost you trying to go ahead.
Oh no. Well, when I was spending time on the railroad and when I was back, Mac said, why don't you set up shop here in this meat market? There's a meat market behind the Carriage House.
Right.
And he said, do some catering or whatever. And I did some cooking classes.
Awesome.
Back in that market. And we had I had a friend that said, you need to get a restaurant open. And it's like, I need some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said, well, I think I got somebody that you need to meet. So we met, and I met John F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, wow.
Not the one that everybody thinks about, but the one from Midland, Texas.
Good story, though.
Yeah,
you can still say just leave their minds open.
Yeah, JFK, that's what we called him.
Yeah.
But anyway, he wanted to really do a catering company, and I said, well, I really want to do a restaurant.
Yeah.
But we worked it out, and we became partners, and we raised some money, and we ended up opening Michael's in 1992.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. We kicked it off with a bang. We had the Batman spotlights, and we had a steel drum band out on the patio. But that was the start of it. And
that was
there
the start
wood around this. I always wear wooden heels on my boots because after 27 years, now I have to knock on wood.
Yeah. Well, you've done it. Come on now.
It's been a good.
It has. It has been a good
time.
It has been a good ride. So opening day, who are some people that came in that day that still to this day still come to Michael's? Besides me, I wasn't there opening day, but I love Michael's.
Oh man, all kinds of people.
Yeah.
And I'm not real sure if my memory's bad or if people just want to say they were there.
Yeah.
But over the years, I guess I had 5,000 people at that opening.
That's right. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Batman himself might have been there. Who
You
knows?
never know. But
I remember because at that time, West 7th, all that stuff was pretty new around there. Your center was new there, right? The center you're in now?
no, the Tchaikovsky Center.
That's right.
Was
it
probably.
That's right.
It had been, well, I'm in my 27th year. And prior to me, there was a fire. So it was empty for 2 years. Dos Gringos was there for 15. And prior to that, Bill Martin was there.
Oh, my gosh.
That was the original Zyder Z.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I'm kind of blessed in life with good karma.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that even though they had a fire,
Yeah.
it had been a successful restaurant for over 30 years.
Yeah. Long time.
Plus that great oak tree out on the patio.
Yeah. That thing is still there.
Oh, yeah.
And Tchaikovsky's is still there.
They're still there.
Still there and kicking?
Yeah, the Booze Brothers.
Yeah, the Booze Brothers. Yeah. That's the truth, though.
Well, yeah. Yeah, people that don't know them, it's like the Blues No,
The
Booze.
Booze.
They're the two brothers that own the liquor store.
Yeah. They've done well there.
Yeah, they have.
Matter of fact, they did an interview with him recently. They were talking about all of the liquor stores opening up, and they did a good interview on Channel 4 with him, or Channel 5. I don't remember what station it was, but it was good.
Yeah. It's hard, the small guy like that. They're getting. It's hard to compete against those big box.
But a lot of people like that service he offers.
Sure.
Any of those small places offer service. That's the way why places are so successful in Europe. They're all small and they give great service.
Sure. Yeah, and I say I'm not a caterer, but I do parties at homes. I like to do dinner parties and special things, but I don't really do liquor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not what I do.
Yeah.
A lot of caterers do, and they make good money doing that. But I prefer just to tell the guests what they need, and then I bring in the service staff to mix the drinks with their liquor.
Right.
Or I tell them, just go to the Tchaikovskys.
Yeah.
Those guys are great. They'll tell you exactly what you need, and they'll take back anything that wasn't used with the party. So, I mean, it works out good. So we have a pretty good relationship. At least I hope we do after 27 years.
I think you do.
But we had, when we opened in 92, there was downtown Fort Worth.
Right. Nothing in between.
Nothing. Then the river.
Right.
And then a bunch of old crappy warehouses.
Oh, man. And old car lots.
Closed car lots.
Closed car lots.
There was the Acme Brick building that they pretty much moved away too.
Yeah, they did.
And there was Fred's.
Fred's, yeah.
Yep.
Him and you have survived the test of time
we
down there.
have.
They tried to buy him out, and he said no.
No. Yeah, why would he?
No.
Yeah. He's deep in the roots of Fort Worth too.
He is.
Yeah, I love Terry.
Yeah.
But then coming from there really wasn't anything. Then you hit this beautiful cultural district.
That's right. Upper West 7th.
Well, not then.
Not then, I know.
No, not then, but it is now.
Yeah.
Now the cultural district was made up of the museums, our wonderful, world-renowned museums.
Yep. Love it.
The Modern, the Kimball, the Amon Carter.
Which didn't have restaurants at that time.
Nope, they didn't. And then, of course, the UNT Health Science Center.
Right.
But for those that don't know, when you're heading west from downtown, the numbers on 7th Street get higher. And so does the elevation.
That's right.
You roll kind of up the hill.
That's right, you do.
So,
it doesn't look like it, but you really are going uphill.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't believe me, get on and ride a bike up that sucker.
Yeah. Try to ride back home.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But we, when I opened in 92, it's like, well, where are you? Well, we're in the cultural district.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, up there by Montgomery. Absolutely. 5 years later, we're in the cultural district.
Yeah.
It's like 7th Street? Yes, there we are. Well, then this whole development happened.
Yeah.
And then everybody all of a sudden, we're on 7th Street in the cultural district. Where downtown? Oh, yeah. Isn't that a bunch of bars over there? Yeah. No. That's so 7.
That's so 7.
Are you in Montgomery Plaza? No. So we had to come up with something, and we've decided that we're on Upper West 7th.
Upper West 7th.
And then you mentioned social media.
Yeah. Michael, hang on one second. We're gonna go to a short break here.
All righty.
And then we're gonna come back. We're going to talk about everything on Upper West 7th.
Upper West
7th.
That's right.
All right. See y'all in a minute. Bye.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the
Have you
testing
done it?
supplies you need.
You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thomson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's
using
amazing.
It
Now,
really is cool.
a company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called Riduzone, R-I-D-U zone.com, R-I-D-U zone.com. It's Brad's worked. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to riduzone.com and try today. You're going to love it. Riduzone.com. Remember that, R-I-D-U zone.com.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Hello. Good go. All right, guys, we're back from our break on Spoonie. Michael and I were just sitting here talking food and beef and everything else about Fort Worth. So we're going to get right back into it. We're just talking about Upper West 7th.
Upper West 7th.
Upper West 7th. Anytime anybody's in Upper West 7th around Michael's, you always want to hashtag everything Upper West 7th.
That's right. Hashtag. I'm learning this social media stuff from my staff.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm learning, for my whole career that hashtag meant pounds in the kitchen.
That's right. It did. That's right. You're exactly right. I don't even know how they came up with that dadgum thing, but it works.
I don't know. I like it. Hashtag Upper West 7th.
Yeah, our pounds in the kitchen.
Yeah.
All right. So carry on, Michael. Let's get it on.
Well, 1995 when the railroad merged and Mr. Grinstein retired, I kind of retired as well.
Yeah.
I started wanting to move forward with the restaurant. We had been open about 4 good, strong years and really made a name for ourselves. And
but you've done well. You've got, because I'm not trying to interrupt, but you've got two things going on at your restaurant. You have a restaurant, and it's really a neat situation because you've got the restaurant and it kind of separated a little bit. And then you have the bar area. So you do have clientele to do both. You have people that come in and eat, and you have people that come in during happy hour. People that just come in and just get cozy and drink at night, enjoy some cocktails. So you've got a really neat deal there that you've been able to niche out of the market, which I think is fantastic.
Well, when I opened, and my original business partner kind of shared my vision with this, I really wanted to be like Mac McIntosh.
Yeah.
And I felt that he was an institution in Fort Worth.
He was a destination,
along with the others, the great Walter Kaufman.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Swiss House.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the balcony.
Yeah. Oh, I worked there too.
Yeah. Well, those
got fired.
Those were the original, finer restaurants in town, and
there wasn't very many at that time.
Nope. And when I opened, I wanted to be that, but I didn't want to be a white tablecloth,
right,
white glove restaurant. I wanted to do that more in a contemporary style.
Sure.
Which we were able to do.
You were able to do. I think you changed some of the dining procedures in Fort Worth too. I think you
so. Did. But I think we were just a little ahead of our time, because what we did, John Kennedy from Midland was living in Dallas and going to places like the Stark Club.
Right, which was pretty good. I went there too.
And he was quite a creative guy in his own right. And So that's where those wavy curtains came from.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I threw in the rusted metal side for the ranch,
Yeah.
contemporary and ranch.
Yeah.
But we had really the first place with the bar in the middle of the restaurant,
Yeah.
and that bar just went nuts.
Yeah.
And
It did. I mean, I used to go there all the time, and I still do go. But I mean,
Yeah.
when you were one of the only games in town with that at that time.
Sure.
Yeah.
and I mean, we were knocking it out.
You are.
And well, John Kennedy was happier than he could be. And I'm sitting over there thinking, this bar is going to kill all of my food and all my little old West Side ladies. They're going to quit coming here because it's too loud and it's too fun.
Yeah.
But we decided after the first year to pick that bar up, not to change anything,
Yeah.
just move it into the space next door that I was going to
Yeah.
do a catering kitchen or something in.
Yeah.
And it's worked out.
That's about the best thing you ever did, because I do think it does separate, because people can still come into the restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and you can go to the bar, but it's totally separate. You don't hear the bar in the restaurant.
Right.
You never do. And so you got that. They got that in between there, which you could either eat at or listen to. But still, though, it still separates everything, which makes it, to me, it makes it a two-prong operation: a bar or a restaurant. You don't have to have both.
And we've kind of evolved, and that's been part of our growth, because it has gone. I mean, the finer dining places, I think, are moving more towards more casual.
Sure, they are. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
And even though you can get the same exact food on the restaurant side as the bar side, a lot of people prefer to sit in a bar.
They do. I do. I do. I like. I like the ambiance. I like talking
I
to
do
people.
too.
So,
I like a bar stool as opposed to a short
Sure,
chair.
I do too. My legs, I do too.
So we got tall tables, but it is, I think,
But hang on, you got a good combination. You've got tall tables,
right?
tall bars. You've got couches and chairs, and you've got small tables.
Yep.
And with boosting, I mean,
Banquettes, yeah.
that thing, you've got the whole thing.
Yeah. So I think that, certain times of the year are really big for us.
Yes,
Like during the rodeo.
sure. Always, you've always been. Let's go to Michael's before we go to the rodeo. It's just been a big-
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. When you come before, you're there after too.
That's
so.
right. That's right. Yeah.
But that, that was the evolution of the dining, picking that bar up, separating it. And we still to this day call it the Ancho Chili Bar.
Right.
And people say, well, why that? And I said, well, 1991, that was my favorite chili to cook with.
Yeah. What is your favorite chili to cook with?
Well,
Now.
it went from the Ancho
Yeah.
to the Chipotle,
Okay.
and I'm doing more work right now with the Guajillo.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of mix it up.
Is the Guajillo now? Is that a thin wall pepper? Is that a small pepper?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because Terry and I were talking a few days ago about how less hot, how much bigger the jalapenos have gotten, because he said they've got a lot of crossbreed jalapenos now, so they've lost
yeah.
the flavor and they're a lot bigger and they're harder to work with. So
Yeah. I believe to some extent about all this engineering that they're doing,
right,
but some of the stuff they're changing it too much.
too much. Yeah. So go ahead. I interrupt you again. Yeah, I'm ADD. I'm all.
Oh
over the
no.
place. Yeah.
We were talking about the evolution,
Yep.
I guess. And when I retired from the railroad consulting job,
Yep.
I started spending more time with the Texas Beef Council and
Yep.
the beef industry, the U.S. Meat Export Federation. And I was real fortunate to be able to travel quite a bit. That was, remember the old checkoff program?
Oh
the
yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Beef, it's
Yeah.
what's for dinner.
Yeah. I still say that all the time. I still say it.
Yeah.
I love that slogan. I think it's a better slogan out there.
Well, you've contributed
Yeah.
quite a bit to that with
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
cattle you've
Yes, we
sold
do.
over the years.
Yes, we do.
But for every head of cattle that was sold, $1 went to that
That's right.
checkoff, and those dollars ended up in my pockets for probably about 8 years, and I got to travel throughout Mexico.
Yeah.
A lot of good chef friends were with me. Tom Perini from Perini Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Mexico, and Peter Rosenberg. He's now a big beef chef. With I'm not sure if it's IBP or who it is. One of the big producers, and he still travels. But a lot of good stories there, all over Central America.
Yeah, the beef council. They're still doing it, but the beef business has gotten have gotten crazy nowadays. There's different kinds of, from Akushi beef to regular. I mean, it's just amazing what the beef market has done, and I think a lot of it is sprung from Texas. I really believe that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, when I when I was involved with them, we were here in the States. I mean, we eat all the tenderloin and T-bones and ribeyes and, the briskets, certainly in Texas with barbecue, but the corned beef and thing, there's plenty of need for that.
Yeah.
But they used to grind the rest of the carcass.
Yeah.
Well, then they started learning that, hey, you take that shoulder clod and there's 14 muscles in there. Let's cut that, well, they're naming them all kinds of things now. The flat iron steak got real popular.
Right, yeah.
But then what do we do with all those other pieces that nobody wants? Well, we're going down to Mexico and Central America, teaching those chefs how they can make money by cooking this stuff.
Right.
And that was what it really was. And the beef industry did a great job partnering up with our U.S. embassies.
Yeah. I believe the job that they did then, it's why it's so popular now.
Oh, I think so.
And it's still growing every year. I mean, it's just like this, straight up.
Yeah. Well, I think where we were learning and teaching using these underutilized cuts,
right.
This younger group of chefs today, I mean, that's their standard.
That's right.
That's what they use.
That's right.
So where are they supposed to go?
Yeah.
Well, they're going towards Wagyu and,
right.
all these cool things.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's really neat to see what guys are doing out there.
It's phenomenal. So many new restaurant concepts that have opened up have got the butcher concept where you can watch them cut the meat up, the sides, and they do little short videos of this cut and that cut and what they do. It's neat.
It really is.
But there was a study done. I was going to get to. I'll say it now. There was a study done recently about why dining is growing so fast. It's because people want experiences now, and they want to go to a place like Michael's. It's a destination, and they want to experience. They want to experience the food, the drinks, the great service, the surroundings, the atmosphere. And I think having a meat where you cut up meat, or they have lots of places have got their fresh meat dry aging where you can see it. It's all an experience, and that's what people are looking for.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I've got a friend and good client that's bugged me for the last year and a half, and at Christmas time, he said, "Listen, I'll honestly pay you whatever you want, but just come teach my wife and her girlfriends how to make soup and drink some wine with them. That's all they want. A little soup cooking class and drink wine."
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, I think I can do that."
Can't go wrong there.
But they do. That's the big thing. A lot of the dinner parties that I go to clients' homes to do, it's really more interaction. I mean, people want to be back in that kitchen and they want to ask questions.
You offer an experience.
Exactly.
It comes with passion because you still love to cook.
Just like you said, it's an experience.
Yep, it's an experience. What is the soup you make that I like so much? You've had it a couple of years at the Tour of Homes deal I used to go to all the time. It was it was yellow. I'm trying to remember the name.
Well, the carrot cilantro was one of my originals, but the chayote squash soup is
okay. That's
one of my top 5.
Yeah,
we do the little mini toasted croutons on top.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah,
good
people.
Stuff.
I have to laugh sometimes. People say, "What kind of soups do you have?" It's like, well, how much time do you have? I go, what are you talking about? Well, I've got our soup of the day. I've got our tortilla soup,
right.
And then I've got our Friday clam chowder with an attitude that's now available every day by demand. But then I've got 60 other soups that are out there.
Yeah.
And people always say, well, Michael, when are you going to do that roasted red bell pepper cream soup again? It's like, well, when are you going to be back? I mean, we got to pick one every day.
Yeah, you come, we'll do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this real quick while we're talking about, because it's on my mind. What is the best thing you've ever done at Michael's in your whole tenure there for you that you've eaten, that you've prepared, that you've created at Michael's? What's your favorite thing you've ever done there, dish-wise?
Boy, that's a tough question. Everybody says, what's your favorite thing to cook? Well, I like what I'm cooking right at the moment.
Yeah, I know you do. It's passion.
I think that, our use of chili peppers.
Yep.
And the way that we've combined them with the cuisines of the American South
sure
is really what's defined my cuisine, and that's really what drives everything that we create. We venture out, and I don't do Cajun cuisine.
I know you don't.
But during Mardi Gras, we do. We just put our little chili twist to it, the contemporary ranch, and I think that's probably had the most impact.
Sure.
But I would like to think that, I did do a James Beard dinner at the famed Beard House in New York City. I really enjoyed.
Did you have fun?
We did. We had.
That's a neat place.
It's a neat place, and interesting stories. It was right after, I guess 9/11.
Oh boy.
Well, not that close.
Yeah.
I think
that's still a sore spot anyway up there. I mean, it should be. But
well, I did my beard dinner in 206.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty close.
Yeah, and they had just cleaned everything up, airline wise and everything. And I had talked to American Airlines, and they were going to graciously comp all of my freight.
Sure.
Because we had to take almost
you
everything.
Yeah, you have to
with
get that.
us.
You're right.
And my wine vendor donated the wine. Well, remember the shoe bomber guy?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, guy.
Oh yeah. Couldn't take it on the airplane.
You couldn't ship any liquids.
Oh, my
So I'm
God.
like, great. What am I going to? I've got a James Beard dinner, for God's sakes.
Don't
Well,
you know who I am? I got a James Beard dinner.
well, we ended up, we were able to purchase it in New York City at a New York City price.
Lucky, which is not. Yeah, but New York City price. Yeah.
But it was no, that was fun. And
Well, because it's amazing. Because it'll change. It will change your flavor profiles if you don't have the thing that you need most for your dish or your wine. I mean, it's-
sure.
Yeah.
But in creating that menu, I really put a lot of thought and effort into it.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to exemplify what we were about
Right.
and really highlighted Texas product.
Right.
I shipped up their fresh Texas Gulf Red Snapper.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that was,
What was your menu up there? Just curious.
well, I
Real
did
quick.
the dinner with Tom Perini. We kind of traded off
Oh
on.
wow.
Yeah, we did a
That must have been fun.
tag team Texas dinner.
Oh, tag team Texas dinner. That's neat.
But we just mixed it up. I
Right.
did the jalapeno apple pie,
Oh wow.
which something I'd been making forever, and
Yeah, but up there it's
Yeah.
it's the cultures that don't get people that don't travel don't get to eat a lot of stuff. They only get to eat what's in their realm of where they go.
right,
And if someone's not creative enough or haven't traveled around to make those final flavor profiles to make that dish, they're not never going to eat it.
yep, exactly.
So that's great you took it up there.
But that was probably the highlight, food wise.
Yeah.
I think just evolving along with our cuisine as
Sure.
time went on, keeping up with things, doing, moving into the
Right.
Wagyu type of beef
Right.
and, the things that come from that.
Your quail pops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love those. We did
Yeah.
a video on those. We did an episode of that.
Yep. Well, now I'm doing a new one. I'm doing quail zings, which are,
Quail zings.
yeah, I'm doing a kind of dove breast style. You know
Uh-huh.
how Texas hunters always wrap their
Right.
their
Right.
dove stuffed with a
Yeah,
jalapeno
right.
and wrapped in bacon.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're doing those, and they're turning out great because I put my signature Rock Dock spice
Oh
on
yeah.
them.
Oh, I love that spice.
Rock Dock,
Yeah.
a little smoke from pecan.
That's right.
Man, you can make an old cowboy boot taste something.
Yeah, that you can.
Yeah.
He's got this rock dock sauce he made, this spice that he made. It's amazing. I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite.
Do you sell that?
Oh yeah.
How do you have to come to a restaurant? Or is it on your website?
Well, we're about to go with. We're talking social media, and I've
Yeah.
got all my experts there.
Yeah.
We're about to start e-commerce, so I'll be able to
Oh yeah.
sell it online.
Yeah, there we go.
Make it
Yeah.
easy. Yeah.
Oh boy, gonna go worldwide.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Yeah. Just like Spoonie Radio.
That's right, just like Spoonie. Anyway, go ahead. That's awesome.
No, but I just really enjoy the evolution, and then getting involved with the community and the
Yeah.
and the kids and the charity stuff.
You do a lot of charity stuff. You do a
Well,
lot of charity stuff.
But I'm retiring from a lot of that,
Yeah.
and people say, "Oh, you're not going anywhere."
Yeah.
It's like, well, after
It,
27
Yeah.
years, I've done a lot.
Here's the problem.
I'm slowing down.
It's not you retiring. There's so many charities now in Fort Worth, and some people come knock on the door. You can't do it all. You just can't. Financially, a restaurant can't do it.
No, I mean, people don't understand that
No.
there's a large cash investment to do
Yes,
that.
huge. Not
Yeah.
only that, it's time, which takes away from your restaurant operations, and it's
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Yeah. And, asking these chefs constantly over and over and over to do all this stuff, it's like, we have our own concerns and
Sure.
our own areas that we like to do, and I've kind of gotten away from a lot of the medical.
Sure.
I think that I certainly hope I've done my share of raising funds for medical.
You have.
Now I want to focus on kids and education.
I think it's a great thing to focus on.
And our police.
Yeah. That's the thing that's important to me. So I used to do a lot of charity events too, for emceeing or whatever. And now I'm focused on. I do a lot of stuff for military and for police. I just think that because I think that they're underappreciated. I believe that.
Sure. Well,
I know you believe it too.
I mean, I can go and spend a day and a lot of money and cooking and take a staff and raise money for cancer or, the Heart Association or cystic fibrosis, all of the ones that I've been with.
Right.
Or we could go out there, with the Fort Worth Police Department.
Sure.
Cops for Kids.
Right.
And that's something that benefits our youth.
I'm doing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing that tomorrow too?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No,
it's a barbecue.
They told me that they couldn't handle both of us together.
Yeah, that's probably true. It takes a lot to put our heads in the same place.
Sure it does.
So what else we got? We're going to talk about a little bit about your menu, what you got going on at Michael's.
Well, we just started our new dinner menu. We always have.
Tell me that.
We have our fall menu,
right,
and then we roll right into the stock show menu,
right?
And
which was good this year.
8 or 9 years ago, I decided, why don't we, with all these steakhouses that opened, they're stealing all my business.
Yeah,
it's like, why don't we be a steakhouse during the stock show? And then, of course, my good friends at Riata, they had to come open up right there on the Will Rogers.
Yeah.
But it's been real good for us, and every year people say, "Oh, you don't get rid of that menu."
Yeah.
So this year we didn't. We kind of, but of course during the stock show, people are like, "Well, where's the pecan crusted goat cheese chicken?"
You can't.
I can't have all of it on there. Can't. But we took off a few of the steaks. Some of the things that we thought that we should replace with more of our menu items.
Right.
So I think it's a pretty good hybrid, and it's been well received. And we're doing our Tuesday night. We're doing prime rib night.
Oh,
during the stock show, we had our rock dock pecan smoked prime rib. Every night. But now that the rodeo's over, we're doing.
But you sold a bunch of that.
Oh yeah, Tuesday night's prime rib night.
Yeah,
and is the generosity that I always seem to have has put me in the position to do half-price wine every Tuesday now.
Oh, that's right.
And they're like, "Oh, so what? All of the stuff that's under $50?" I said, "No,
all of it.
Anything out of the cellar."
Yeah.
It's like, you're crazy.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear what he said? Anything out of the cellar.
That's right.
Tuesday nights, come over there.
They said, "Does that include wine by the glass?" I said, "We don't get that from the cellar. that comes from the bar."
That comes from the bar.
Yeah. Just buy the bottle. It's half price.
It's half price.
It's one night you don't have to drink glass wine.
That's right.
But yeah, the
so
menu.
What's some of the stuff on the menu? So just name a few things that are on the menu, the new menu.
Well, we started doing for the stock show years ago. We started doing chicken fried steak, and now arguably, we may have the best chicken fried steak. Of course, I've got a lot of good colleagues out there that are known for their chicken fry.
That's become huge here.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Well, I just ask you, and maybe it's not even the chicken fry that I win with, but my gravy. You can't beat it.
No, your gravy's delicious.
The chipotle black pepper cream gravy.
Yeah. Don't you have that on whenever you have brunch? Don't you have that on the brunch menu sometime?
Oh yeah.
Because I've had it on the brunch, but it's really very good.
Yeah, we did our little version of a brunch, which was every Saturday for a couple years, and now we do it.
You do it sporadically, which is great.
We made it more of an event.
Right.
Yeah, chicken fried steak and eggs.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah,
pan fried pork chops.
I think
and
it
eggs.
took up the whole plate, if I remember right.
Well, sure it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, my guys in the kitchen seem to think that You
food
have
costs.
to you have to fill the plate. No.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to start buying smaller plates.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, little tiny
They
ones.
have a new fad right now on the internet. On the internet's called mini dishes. I got these little plates like this.
Yeah.
You ought to get one of those, and you ought to take 4 of them and just set them out on the station back there and say, "Oh, hey, we got to fill this with food."
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, the the pecan crusted goat cheese chicken, that's kind of a cult
Yeah,
item.
that's very good.
The my Gonzalo chicken, that's
Yeah.
kind of a healthy deal, named after one of my longtime kitchen guys. Salad with a half of
Yeah.
a roasted chicken,
Yeah.
and then really those quail zings have become,
Quail zings.
well, they took over for the quail pops.
Yeah.
The orange jalapeno.
I'm glad I
quail
know
pops.
this because I just wrote an article on the best restaurants to eat at in Dallas Fort Worth, and you're on there, and I had the quail pops on there.
That's all right. Hey, we've got fresh quail. We can make quail pops.
Been working all year on this article.
Yeah. Okay.
We're fixing to release it.
Maybe we'll have a quail fest.
Yeah, quail fest. Yeah, quail pop, quail zing. Take your pick.
I'll tell you, we've got and the menu that we just wrote. This was a hard one for Tom and Lisa Perini's Buffalo Gap
Yeah.
Wine and Food
Yeah.
Summit.
When is that?
It is April 13th, 14th, right
Okay.
around there. It's the 15th annual.
Right. Oh
and,
yeah.
And sadly, the final.
Yeah. You told me that a while ago. It's me.
I think they've been threatening to make it the last year or two, but
Yeah.
this is apparently official.
Yeah.
So it's real special
I'm
to
gonna have
me.
to come. I mean, I'd been a couple years. I'm gonna have to come this year if it's gonna be the last
Yeah,
one.
I've been there every year, and
Yeah.
this year I've decided I'm going to do my clam chowder with an attitude,
Oh boy, it's gonna
because
be
they
good.
decided it's always had somewhat of a theme. It's
Right.
been Cowboys and Cabernet was the Saturday night under the stars
Yeah.
fun party, but this year it's like I hope I don't get this wrong. Road trip across America,
Huh?
something to that
Yeah,
effect.
that's cool.
And
Yeah.
so I figure, well, what's wrong with my Texas style New England clam chowder?
That'd be great.
So, and as you know, I've done soups at a lot of events, and
Always a hit.
it
Always.
works. So that's what I'm doing.
You with soup and Keith Hitchcock's that big black pot he always
Oh, yeah.
carries around with him.
I don't care what he puts in there. Whatever comes out's always
I
good.
know, that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If I had more time, I'd tell a story, but we don't go. I want to
Yeah.
get you.
What's he
So-
serving? It doesn't matter. Just get one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But no, this will be special also because at that James Beard dinner, I served the Fess Parker Winery Ashley's Vineyard Chardonnay. And Fess Parker, I was very blessed to have known him. And he did a wine dinner. That was back in the day, back in 92, 93, 94,
Yeah,
when the actual winery owners, Robert Mondavi,
yeah. They're all
Michael
still alive.
Mondavi,
Yeah,
they were all there, and they came to your dinners.
yeah.
Now, we hope that we can get the district manager
Yeah.
from the vendor.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of wineries now. Though it's just it's unbelievable.
Sure. But the Buffalo Gap Wine and Food Summit was founded by Tom Perini, Fess Parker, and Dr. Becker. And it was founded, I guess, 16 years ago. And in honor of that, the whole Fess Parker family, who I've gotten to know over the years, is going to be here.
Oh, that's gonna
And
be fantastic.
so I'm going to do a Fess Parker wine dinner, but my new style of dinner.
Oh wow.
And they promised me all, or at the very minimum, one Fess Parker family member.
Okay.
Of course, I want Ashley, but her husband would be great, or her brother, the winemaker, would be great. It doesn't matter who we get; it's
Doesn't
going to
matter
be
who
fun.
you get.
But we've been doing a lot of really fun wine dinners, more formal.
Yeah, more
sit
formal, yeah.
down,
Yeah.
4-course.
Yeah.
And I've decided, in honor of the Wine and Food Summit and the Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival and the spring, I'm going to do kind of a walk-around celebration. And I'm going to do food stations, and each station will have a Fess Parker wine paired with some of my Michael's cuisine.
Oh, that'll be neat. When are you going to do that? When's that going to do
It's
that?
going to be April 10th,
April 10th.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, April 10th. Wednesday night. I read that April 10th. And we are. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Because we're about the end of the show. I think
Well,
that guy. That's going to be April 10th. Y'all, you check out Michael's. Check out Michael's. What is your website, Michael?
It's michaelscuisine.com.
Michael's Cuisine. That's a tough one. I should have known that, right? MichaelsCuisine.com.
My social media gurus say you don't have to say the www anymore.
You don't.
MichaelsCuisine.com.
Some people still say World Wide Web.
Yeah.
You don't got to say it. It's of course it's World Wide Web.
Yeah.
But some people still say it. So MichaelsCuisine.com. And we got April 10th. If you're trying to find us, it's Trey's Chowdown. And there's no www. It's just Trey'sChowdown.com. Or you can go to Spoonie.
Thank you, Spoonie.
Yeah, that's right. And we have shows on all day long, all night long. It's really, really neat. And then this weekend, again, like I said, when we started, we got Between the Buns in Dallas Farmers Market. And I am super excited about that. That's going to be fun. That's tomorrow. And then we also going to have next month, we're going to have the Bugs Beer and Barbecue Bash out at Blainstone Lodge. Look that up. Look up Blainstone Lodge. And we are there. Thank you very much. Have
Thank
a good
you,
evening.
Trey. Well, we got through 4 questions.